Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. My name is GJ and today I'm ranking all the games from the Atari collection Volume 1 for the Evercade. Normally I would say I've completed every game on the collection, however with these Atari games they're mainly score chasers, that's not really possible. But I've spent a bit of time with them and I'm fairly confident in my rankings. Also I'm handling things a bit differently. There's 20 games to get through and many of them I don't have a huge amount to say about. Basically grouped them into sections, it's only the top 5 that will get a dedicated section each. The others, on the other hand, will kind of be listed and we have a brief word about them. Anyway, let's get on with it. Now these first 5 games are games that I care for the least. They are ones that I would probably never play again. Swordfest Earthworld is an adventure style game. It requires things that aren't included with the Evercade to solve the puzzle, so you have to look those up elsewhere. And no, it's just not very good to be fair. Steeplechase is a horse jumping simulator if you like. It's incredibly basic, not really very interesting. Double Dunk is 2-on-2 basketball and yeah, it's just not a very good example of it. I think for the 2600 it looks quite good though, so that's all I can say positive for it. Tempest. Now, I love Tempest, it's a brilliant game. But this version is absolutely terrible. There's a reason it wasn't released back in the day, and that was because it just wasn't up to snuff. I'm not sure why this version was included. Surely there was better versions they could have gotten. And lastly in this section we have Night Driver. I'm not too keen on the arcade version, and this one is worse. These next ones I'd say are okay. I can see what they're going for or what have you, depending on the game, but they don't really do it for me. First up is Adventure, which, you know, for its time I suppose is quite impressive. And it's quite intriguing, the different modes and the randomisation, but yeah, I don't really get much out of it. Then Canyon Bomber is, well, it's just a very basic game. I have enjoyed things like this in the past, but yeah, I don't really get a lot out of it now. This is the 2600 version of Desert Falcon. The 7800 version is on Atari Collection 2, and that's vastly superior, so this one's not very good in comparison, hence low down. Video Pinball I appreciate is good for the 2600, but I don't think it's a very good pinball game. You know, you can have some fun with it, but I'd rather play something like Psycho Pinball. Yar's Return is essentially an aftermarket 2600 game, like a belated sequel to Yar's Revenge, and it's basically a worse version of that. Okay, from here these next 5 games are all quite fun to some degree or another. Aquaventure is an unreleased prototype. It's a fairly simple game where you swim down, get a treasure and swim back up, but you've got to dodge the fish and other things. Again, it's pretty good simple fun. Crystal Castles is a game that I played other ports of back in the day. I always quite enjoyed it. This version initially seemed a bit tricky to get on with the controls and playing on D-pad, but once you do you can have fun with it, even if it doesn't look up to much. Motorcycle is a racing game for the Atari 7800. Looks pretty good. Seems really difficult and awkward at first, but once you get into it and get used to shifting the gears it can be quite fun. Alien Brigade is another 7800 game, this time an Operation Wolf style cavalry shooter. Again, it's a pretty good time. Not overly long, but yeah, it's quite a good blast. Next is the Atari 2600 version of Asteroids. Not the best version of Asteroids, otherwise it'd be higher, but again, it's Asteroids, it's good simple arcade fun. Okay, now we get on to what I consider the best games on the collection. So, next up is Centipede. This is the 2600 version and it really doesn't look up to much, but the gameplay is still intact. And again, it's a good fun playing version of the arcade game. Can't go too far wrong with it. Ninja Golf for the Atari 7800 is as bonkers as it sounds. It combines, you know, swinging a golf club and whacking a ball, you know, down the course and then fighting enemies across the course and then fighting a dragon at the end of it. Yeah, it's bonkers. It's a little bit janky in places, but it is strangely a lot of fun and quite challenging to get, you know, further and further into the later holes. Avatar was unfamiliar to me before getting an Evercade, and as it turns out I've played games that are vaguely similar to it. You know, it's got controls a little bit like Asteroids. There's elements of Lunar Lander, but yeah, so it essentially combines them into a whole and it's really good and quite addictive. And that brings us on to Food Fight, another game that I've never played before getting an Evercade, and again it's fairly straightforward. You have your character, you run around picking up its food, throwing at the enemy, and you go and grab the ice cream. With a really funny animation as you eat it. Yeah, it's good simple fun. And finally my favourite game on the collection is Missile Command. I'd never played this 2600 version before, But yeah, it's Missile Command. You can't get too far wrong. It's a really fun version, a little bit stripped down from the arcade one. I mean, not just in the visually, but in the way your missiles launch from and things. But again, I think in some ways, I think that streamlines it a little bit. And you know, it's a classic game for a reason. So looking at Atari Collection 1 of the Evercade as a whole, it's kind of a mixed bag, at least for me. I think if you're an Atari fan, or if you grew up with an Atari and played it a lot, you'd probably really enjoy this collection. For myself, the Atari was the first console I played on, but it was borrowed and we didn't play it that much. It was other things afterwards that had more of an impact on me. So there's a little bit of nostalgia, but that's not a key draw for me. And many of these games are a bit simplistic and, I wouldn't say hard for me to enjoy, but they don't have a massive draw. So, you know, there is definite fun to be had here. There's some absolute classics, but there's some things which just don't hold up very well, at least in my opinion. Your mileage may vary. So overall I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for myself. For Atari fans, maybe an 8 or a 9 out of 10.
A ninja on the scene, club in hand, hidden in the night. Through the fairways we take flight. With every swing the shadows blend. In this duel we transcend. From the dojo to the green, silent whispers unseen. Ninja golf, we strike through the fog. Fairways and ninjas blending in the bog. Stealth and swing, a warrior's game. Golfing ninjas, forever in fame. From bunkers to the ponds, we stealth. With every shot, we reveal ourselves. Enemies arise, we stay unseen. Masters of the night in the moonlight's beam. With every swing, the shadows blend. In this duel, we transcend. From the dojo to the green, silent whispers unseen. Ninja golf, we strike through the fog. Fairways and ninjas blending in the bog. Stealth and swing, a warrior's game. Golfing ninjas, forever in fame. Bunkers to the palms, we stealth. With every shot, we reveal ourselves. Enemies arise, we stay unseen. Masters of the night in the moonlight's beam. With every swing, the shadows blend. In this duel, we transcend. From the dojo to the green, silent whispers unseen. Ninja golf, we strike through the fog. Fairways and ninjas blending in the bog. Stealth and swing, a warrior's game. Golfing ninjas, forever in fame. Sand traps can't hold us. Wind blows but we adjust. With katana clubs we slice through. Par's just a number we pursue. Ninja golf beneath the stars so high. On the green under the stealthy sky. Unseen warriors we play and rove. In this world ninja golf's our grove.